Now, let's talk about modes. I first started talking about modes back in 2013, and at the time, nobody knew what I meant. I could ask any of you right now what crisis mode is, and you'd be able to describe it to me. Things have changed dramatically. We all went through COVID together. And modes is the language that people already use to describe their own behavior. I'm in a mode right now. I'm talking to you. I'm kind of in workshop mode, right? This is not necessarily how I always respond. Companies to this day still don't design for the modes that their customers get in very well. Now, a mode is not a habit. A habit is a repeatable pattern of behavior. A mode is not a moment. A moment is a period of time. It's not a mood. A mood is a feeling that you have that comes over you. And it's not a preference. A preference is a kind of a past-facing type of thing. This is what I wanted in the past. A mode is something that you're in right now. Now, the relationship between a situation and a mode is kind of the relationship between a ballpark and a batter. The situation kind of describes the environment that the person finds themselves in, but one person can be in 3 different modes depending upon other factors that are going on. For example, they could be in anxious mode, chronic management mode, or caregiving mode, all associated with picking up a prescription late at night. If the situation is the ballpark and the mode is the batter at bat, then what we have to do is figure out how to identify those clues that tell us what mode they're actually in. One of the things that we help you build in the workbooks, and we touch on in the book, is something I think matters more to companies today than a journey map. It's a mode map. For any given situation, it shows the likelihood that your consumer actually gets into that particular mode. If it's likely and they do get into it, then that's something that you should and can probably design for. Something you can go after with the data to back you and support you. Fourth concept in the book is one I've been talking about for a long time, though there's a lot of new material now in the book. The basic principle: people who have access to powerful tools, who can do almost anything at the drop of a hat, measure the value of a solution based on whether it's worth their time. Not how much they spent, not their stated preferences, not whether they recommended you. That's definitely a company metric, not a customer metric. And we can break worth your time into 3 categories. There is time well saved, which is exactly what it sounds like, getting more done in less time. There's time well spent, which is about enjoying the time itself and maybe wanting it to last a little longer. And then there's time well invested, which often is associated with some kind of personal transformation, becoming more capable because of it. And then, of course, there's the 4th category, which is time wasted. Time wasted will connect directly to stupid solutions. If a solution is adversarially intelligent, the customer experiences it as a waste of time every single time. If you want to see how all of these pieces work together, here's the one-pager. The when statement tells you the recurring circumstance. Size the when statement and you have your situational market. The mode tells you what the person is willing to receive from you right now. The stupid, dumb, smart, genius level tells you the type of system you're going to support them with. And if it's dumb, that's fine, but say so. And time value tells you whether you've built something actually worth their time. Now let's talk about the scope that these frameworks can do for any type of company. When you start to apply these principles, it affects marketing, it affects experience and CX, it affects, of course, AI, technology, innovation. Across the board, any decision that has to be made that involves a fundamental understanding of the customer is going to be impacted by these frameworks. If you're doing segmentation strategy, situational segmentation will outperform demographic situation, full stop. If you're doing journey mapping, you can map based on situations and modes instead of one persona's path. And you can prioritize your feature roadmap based on situational frequency and tier, not the loudest feature request or just matching a competitor. And that takes us to part 3.